Good morning to all. Hope you all staying in home and stay safe. And today is the 10th day, I think, of home quarantine. So we have to stay in home for another few more days. So please be safe. And today's topic is setting up parameters in Revit. I've given just parameters. Okay. So and in this parameters, I'm going to cover three type of parameters. One is shared, one is project, and one is global parameter. And when we talk about parameters, right, and when we talk about Revit also, so Revit, if we talk about the word called Revit, right, you can't separate parameters from Revit because parameters is the one defining Revit's accuracy. Revit is generally whatever component you want to bring it inside, or whatever component you're going to use, whatever tag you are going to use, or whatever dimensions, all we call it as parameters. Okay, all works under parametric principle. Okay, okay. Say for example a component. I take a wall. Wall generally works in a principle of parameter. You need a structure in between, you need a finish, and you need a thickness of those components. And those components, thickness, or anything can be modified through parameters. Even a column, structural column, even a piping, plumbing features, everything defines its size through parameters, right? And now we are seeing something shared and project and global. So what are all these things? How it is supporting? Okay, we'll go into the topic. When you're seeing the shared, right? Generally, each component has its own instant and type parameter. Okay, let's see here. In Revit, we have family parameters, which I'm talking right, instant and type parameter. Project parameter is there, shared and global parameter. Now let's introduce this global parameter few years before, because all the above parameters, right? All the above parameters works inside the library. Okay, inside the library. I want to add a fire rating for my door. I want to add grade of concrete for a door, grade of concrete for a column, right? So these kind of parameters, if I want to add, I can add through project parameter and share parameter. But if I want to add a parameter controlling components outside of the component, outside meaning I want to adjust the dimension between two components. I want to fix a dimension between three few components, right? I want to control the distance between walls. I want to control distance between a door and a wall. So these kind of parameters you can able to create in global parameter, right? So we'll categorize and see one by one. Family parameter. Okay, generally libraries, when you are creating libraries, you can add library parameters, kind of width, depth, right? Even a material property you can able to add. So these things or belongs to that particular object only. Because if I'm adding a material parameter, say for example, or a visibility parameter, say for example, it will work only for that particular parameter. Okay, that particular library. So I can even the dimensions, whatever you are giving, like width or depth, whatever, it will apply. It is applicable only for that particular library. Even I took it for nested. I can able to take it nested. Nested, library inside a library. So I can able to create something like that, the parameters. But when I come to project parameter, what is this project parameter? I can able to specify the project parameter for single file. Okay, one single file I can able to apply, and I can able to apply it for different categories of components. Okay, I want to apply for a door, I want to apply for a wall, I want to apply for a column. So one parameter if you are generating, that can be applied for many components. Okay, but the one which you are generating, right, that can't be appeared in tag. Okay, so you can't able to add a property of that particular project parameter in a tag. Okay, I'll show you how it will how it works. And categorization within the view. So like if I want to add that category to the schedule, so to filter it out, so I can able to add it also. Let's see what is project parameter. Let me go to a simple model again. Okay, simple model again. If I want to create a project parameter, let me go to this manage, and in manage I can able to see project parameter, shared parameter, and global parameter. Project parameter, I'm just checking. When I'm selecting the project parameter, right? See, I can able to add, modify, or remove. So if I want to add any parameters, I can able to do it like this. So let me open this project parameter to add. Okay, I'm just going to add. It is a project parameter. I'm going to add. As I told you, so I want to add a property of that particular object, and I can select the categories over here. Okay, so if I want any specific category, okay, so I don't want to rest of the category, I want to apply only for some specific category which is belongs to structure, say for example. Okay, I'm choosing structural element. So I want to add a property called grade of concrete, say for example. I'm going to add grade of concrete. Grade of concrete. So I'm just adding a property. Will it want to display in an instant property or a type property? So instant and type property belongs to a library. Okay, whatever library it may be a wall, or it may be a column, or it may be a roof, any element. So each component has its own type and instant property. So when it has to display, you can decide. And also, if it is a type property, it will be added to the type of that particular component. Okay, right. And let it be a common discipline. Okay, and you can categorize in any of this. Okay, belongs to, it may be a text, or it may be a number, or it may be a length. Okay, so based on that you can able to excuse me, and I'm adding it as a text under the group of material. Okay, so I want to categorize under the group of material and finishes. So first I'm going to give a grade of that concrete. Okay, so how this can be added into the materials or the libraries which I want to choose. Okay, so I can add the structural one and the wall. So as I told you, I can able to add for multiple objects. This kind of category I can able to add for multiple objects under the type property. Okay, under the type property, let me give, okay, grade of concrete is here. Excuse me, I'm going to add this to the project. Okay, let it be. I'm going to select a column, structural column. So there is a material finish, but this we call it as instant property only for this object. So I'm going to check it here. Material grade of concrete. It is added to this property. Floor. Edit the floor. There is a material grade of concrete is added here. Okay. Where is wall? In the wall, grade of concrete is added. So now you can able to give whatever grade you require. You can able to give. Okay. So that is called project parameter. So instantly you can able to add a parameter which is required for you. You can able to add it into the value of any type of component. It may be, now I've it for structural component, right? You can do it for architectural, door or window, where whatever component you want, you can able to add it. Okay, and this can be categorized in if you want to identify the grade wise difference, right? So M15 or M20, so you can able to add. Say for example, I'm just adding one parameter here. Even in this category, you want to differentiate with the grades, that is possible. Okay, so see here, if I want this to be, generally we won't do that, but for the purpose of showing this, I'll just show you here, because all the grades will be using in a common type only. So I've chosen here. Let me choose M50. Okay, let me give, and some difference over here. I'm going to select the particular component column, and I'm going to add value which is M20. Okay, so I've added this M20 to that particular size. Right. So I've given some value to this one and in this one. Right. So I'm going to add a schedule. I've added already a schedule here. Okay. So in this schedule, so you can see the categorization of the grade of the concrete, and this can be filtered or sorted and grouped. See here, grade wise. Grade wise, you can able to differentiate it. See here, M15 and M20 has been segregated separately. And based on the levels, you can able to add the columns, and you can able to, based on the levels, you can able to segregate also. So say for example, if I added a value in that level, so I can able to segregate, or otherwise I can able to segregate by types of columns are there, right? Okay, so let me add the level also. Base level is added here. So level 1, level 2, level 3, based on that. In that also you can able to filter it out. Mostly you'll be using this options. Okay, so on a daily basis. So Revit users generally you'll be doing this. So type wise, no, base level wise. Here, so it is segregated by the categories and as well the levels. So by this way you can able to add a parameter to a component using project parameter. Okay, project parameter. Using project parameter, you can able to add these things. Okay. Right. So the next one, okay, go for the next one, which is shared parameter. Okay. Now I can able to add a parameter like this. But then why should I go for a shared parameter? Shared parameter is not only for the components inside the project. Okay, not only for inside the project. Shared parameter is helpful for you to create new set of parameters. New set of parameters. See here, shared parameter can be used for multiple families, as we did for already, and multiple project files also. So now this project parameter which I created is applicable only for this project. I want to take the set of properties to the next project, means I still require this share parameter. Okay, and applying the share parameter, we required project parameter help. I'll tell you how it will happen. Okay, and now I'll go for the share parameter. Appearing in schedules, yes, it will appear in the schedule also. Can be exported as a file. Okay, so can be exported as a text file. Okay, and this can be converted into family parameter. Yes, it's a project parameter. We can convert this into project parameter also. So that is what I'm going to show you. For that, I supposed to create a parameter first. Okay, let me create our name share parameter. Let me go into that, and I need to create a parameter group also. Let me go to this group. Let me create a shared itself. Share. Oh, I'm sorry. Most of the times I do this. Share. Okay. Now I'll add a group. Oh, in this group, I have to differentiate what are all the categories of shared parameters I'm going to add. Okay. If I want to differentiate as what I did now, what external and internal walls. Okay. But external and internal walls, I have to, when I'm laying only, I can able to understand, right? So I can able to create that external wall. So through that, external walls all comes under this any category. It may be a compound wall, it may be exterior building wall, right? It may be a facade wall, anything it may be. So for all the walls, I want to apply this parameter. So how to apply this? So we'll see now how to do that. Okay, external, external. Okay, so I'm just typing it as external, and let it be yes or no option, like checking and unchecking option I want to create. Next, I want to create internal. Now I have created this internal parameter. Okay, internal parameter I have created in a condition of yes or no, right? And after that, I'm going to create one more parameter, which is called checking parameter. So, okay, I want to check some component. Okay, I want to check some component. Kind of, I want to check all the columns in the ground floor. I want to check all the foundations, or I want to check all the um, walls or floors, right? So whether the checking parameter by differentiating by colors. Okay, so those things you can able to add it here. So say for example, I'm adding something called checking itself. Checked. Okay, so checked. So yes or no, I'm just going to apply. Okay, and I'm just giving the value to this. Right. Okay. Now I've created this as a shared parameter. Okay. Will it come into the project? Generally, when I'm creating a shared parameter, it won't come. I have to convert this as a project parameter. Then only it will come into my project. Okay. How it will come, we'll see now. I'll go to this project parameter. Whatever category I want to add to any component in this library, in this project, right? I supposed to use this project parameter to add. Last time we used project parameter directly. Now I'm going to use this share parameter. Select the category. Okay. You can select all the categories because it is general, external, internal, all I have just given in specific, not a specific name. So you can able to add all. So let me select this check the first one. Okay. I'm adding. You want it to be an instant parameter or type parameter, you have to differentiate. Let it be instant for my own purpose. Why? Because I'm going to check individual components, right? I'm going to apply this. So any conditions you can able to apply, other or general, so anything you can able to apply this. Okay, and what are all the components you are going to add in this? So I want walls, I want structural columns, right? And I want to be what is that floor? That is the floor. Yes, here. So some of the structural elements, even if you have beams also, you can able to add. Okay. So let me press OK. So check that. I'm just going to add. When I'm selecting a component, in the instance property, I can able to see something called checked. But if you actually checked those components, you can able to give this. But if you see things here, there is no difference in color. So I want to add that property to this object. Okay, I want to add that property to this object. That I need a help of filters. Okay, that I need help from filters. Directly you can go to visibility graphics. Okay, there you can see filters, or you can go to here in the view, that you can have this filters. Okay, so anywhere you can able to go to this. Okay, so let me go to this visibility graphics and filters. You can add filters now. So to add a filter, you need to create a filter first. Okay, in the same name checked also you can able to create. First thing, I'll give a condition for the name is checked. Checked, I'm just adding. There is a parameter here, and where and all it has to be enabled. One is floor, another one is column, another one is wall. So I've added these parameters. I've added this parameter to all these categories, and now I'm going to add rules. So generally this checked is not there. So after I created as a shared parameter, it has been added to this. So let me add a condition. Checked. The condition is equal to yes or no. If it is yes, if you check it, and it will be differentiating through a color. So I'll show you the difference. I'm giving yes. Okay. Apply. Checked, I'm just adding here. Okay. In this one, I'm going to add pattern or line, anything you want. You can able to add it. Okay. Or any transparency also you can able to add. So let me add some color type to that particular object. Okay. So any type of colors you can able to add. It may be a foreground or background. Foreground, background is nothing but two patterns will be added to this. So I want again a pattern of concrete. Let it be on the plan. Okay. Color difference as well the pattern I'm just adding. Even when you are checking in the plan, you want to add anything, yes, you can able to add it. So in this one, I'm just adding a pattern which I used in the same. Okay, concrete, override, and I'm just adding it to here, apply. Right. Now these two parameters I have added. Okay. Let me start checking something over here in the plan. So let me go to this plan view, and I have to be sure in this. Generally, when you are checking in 3D, okay, when you're checking in 3D, you'll be having a parameter visibility here, right? And when you're going to a plan view, there also you have to generate the parameter. So don't forget that. Okay, so you have to add the parameter. The same thing you're supposed to do it. Even view template also, even if you're setting it as a view template, this has to be created separately for plan and elevation, plan and 3D. Okay, let me create it. So surface pattern is not required in this one. So let me add only this pattern. Create here, concrete, and start this. Right. Okay. Now going to let me go to this visibility graphics filters. When I'm checking this, yes, right. So now I'm going to this column. I'm checking this. Let me track down, and you see here this has been checked. So any type of column, I'm checking the base offset or top offset, whatever it may be, so the dimension. And if I'm checking this, color difference will be there. So differentiating by colors. Okay, then you see in 3D, why it is in 3D? Because I have added the parameter here. Got it? I've added the parameter over here, and also in level 2, this one is not there, right? So if I add this parameter to here, add this checked, and I'm doing again. See, This one, if I add in color difference, so this through this you can able to identify easily. This one. Let me go to this and pattern for cut pattern. I'm just applying this. And this one, I'm just adding. Okay. So now I have added here. See the categories, whatever objects you're selecting and checking now, it will be converted to that particular shading, right? So like this, you can able to make it for 3D also. So, okay, the floor we have added a pattern. Yes, converted. So wall, I've added a pattern. Yes. So you can able to differentiate. So all the checking is done. All the entire model will be converted to one uniform color. So you can able to track it properly. Okay. For checking, you can able to track it. Quality checking, quality maintenance, you can able to do it like this. So you won't miss any type of components in this. So this kind of adding parameters, you can able to do it using shared parameter. Okay. So then I have added two more parameters, external and internal. What is the purpose of that? We'll see now. Okay. So if you uncheck it, it will be off the color, right? So next, then I'll go to this one. I'm going to add some type of walls here. I'm going to add a wall here. Okay. In this wall, I'm going to specify whether it is internal or external. Okay. So for that, let me add those parameters here. In project parameter, add parameter using shared external. I'm just bringing in. Okay. It can be a type or instant parameter. Anything. Okay. It can be anything. So I can use that. So from here, I'm going to add it to wall. Simply I'll do for one element. Let it be a general parameter. Okay. So in the type, you can able to choose, or if it is comfortable when you are selecting it in the external instant property also, you can able to choose. Let me select it in the wall. Okay. See here, it is external I added, and internal also I'm just adding internal. Let me go to this shared and internal. I'm just adding it here in general. Okay. Walls, instant property. Let me add it here. I go to this one. See, external and internal is there. Okay, let me select this wall first. I take out this internal because it is an external wall, so I'm just taking it out. Now I'm going to the structural wall. Let me check the property, height connected to next level. I'm just creating a wall here, and also I forgot to check this. I'm just selecting this as an internal, external wall. So I'm just creating roughly. Okay, so let me create it roughly. See here, I've created some set of walls here. Then I'm going to create some internal walls. Okay, let me go to this level, and I'm going to select some internal walls. External, I'm checking. Let it be some internal walls. So again, I have to select the levels. Internal, correct. What is the category of this one? So I can choose it here. Some of the type I'm just choosing. Let me start and create it here. I think the visibility is controlling. Let me change it to coordinate. Yes, now I can able to see it. create similar. This, let me check it. So you, when you are using some option, you have to make sure you're selecting it. Otherwise, no use of applying it, right? So I'm just creating this walls as a partitions. As partitions, I'm just creating. Now, in the differentiation, okay, in the differentiations, if I want to add, again, here there is a discipline restriction. So let me set it to this. See, okay, all the walls are visible. So now if I want to differentiate, I'm doing it very simply. Okay, go to walls. So in walls, I'm just choosing. By default, you need area and type, all these things. It is required. Volume, width. Apart from this, I'm going to take the parameter which is called external and internal. How many external, how many internal. Okay. So this one, I'll just take it out. One with press open. See here, how many external and internal walls are there? It is mentioned over here, right? So in this one, so generally you can able to activate this here also. Okay. So otherwise, if you want to segregate, you can directly do it here also. See here, and I'm just selecting in this group. Type voice, definitely you have to split it out. But external and internal voice, you want to differentiate, you can able to do it here. Okay, you want to filter it out by external, you can able to do it. See here, exterior wall, so it is segregated separately. Internal walls has been segregated separately, right? So this one again, let me activate it. Okay, now you see, these are all internal, these are all external. If you want to highlight internal also, you can able to do it here by internal separately. Okay, so by this way you can able to make it. So internal separately and external separately. The quantities, all these things you can able to do it here. So these kind of parameters you can able to add it. Okay, in a component you can able to add this kind of parameters. So share the parameter. Okay, what if I want to take this one to a separate another project, another new project? Okay, so I want to add this shared parameters. So I have saved a name in that parameter, right? So let me close this. I want to take it, I told you I can able to take it to next project also, right? Next project also. So let me close this. I'm taking a new project, but opening in this same one also, same Revit window, or you can close it or open or entire thing. Okay, so let me go to this option. Okay, I have some set of internal and external walls here. So the same parameter I want to apply here also. Okay, so what I can do, I can use an option here which is manage project parameter. You have to check it whether the parameter is there or not. So let me check it here. See, it is there already. So the shared parameter can be carried to different project also. So let me add it into the project parameter. Add. I'm going to add internal, external only. That's it. Okay. Internal and external. I'm just going to external. I have added instant property on the walls. Add another one internal. Let it be on the others itself. I'm just selecting it. Okay. Right. When I select this one, in others, I can able to see the option external and internal. Okay, so let me select the types over here. Few types I'm just filtering, and I'll filter it and show it to you. So in these categories, I want to make it as external. Right? selected this category also. Select all instances. Let it be on the external. Take it out. This one also be. Okay. And some internal walls also are required to be selected. I have checked this. Let me filter it out to a specific height. All the walls has this option. See, it is an internal wall. Right. We have created. Now I'll go back to the model. If I have a wall schedule, so there is wall schedule here. Let me go to this wall schedule. Segregate this wall by category wise type, width, volume, area. There is our internal and external. Some of the wall might be not selected yet. Let's check it. All the categories are here. See, external and internal. So among this, I want to filter it out separately. Let me go to this filter option. Not filter, I'm going to this option. Sort and group, external, header, and internal header. Even you can able to filter by categories. You know that, right? So external only I want to see. Parameter equal to yes. See here? Only the external walls I can able to see here. Right? External is checked. I can able to see that particular walls using filters. If you take out filters, all the walls will be displayed, but segregated through external and internal. Right? So like this, you can able to add parameters. This share parameter I have added in another project, and I am adding it to different project. So this you can able to make it, right? So this is all for detailing and the segregation of objects. Okay, schedule generation. So to simplify your schedule generation while doing modeling or while doing drafting, you can able to add these kind of details, right? So we have seen this shared parameter and project parameter. Now we'll go back to this global parameter. What is global parameter? So now this interesting thing comes. Global parameter. Global parameter. Each component has its own parameter, like their width or depth, whatever it may be. Apart from that, we can able to control something in an object. So that is control the objects inside the project. That is called global parameter. Okay, it is specified for single project only. It can't be categorized. Okay, so separately you can't able to categorize or extracting as schedule you can't able to make it. And it's going to be a simple value, and you can able to make it as an equations like formulas also you can able to apply. Okay, and the values whatever giving the in the global parameter, right, it will control your objects. Okay, so mainly for your controlling your distance of objects, right? These kind of things. Parametric model itself, not parametric objects. Parametric model itself you can able to make it. Let me do it a simple one. Okay, let me do it a simple example. Okay, right. I'm going to the floor plan. Okay, say for example, I have a condition that all the windows over here has to maintain some spacing in between. Okay, but all the parameters can be controlled only by dimensions. Okay? Only by dimensions. So I want to add a parameter for this to a fixed distance. Okay, window clearance. just giving dimensions, let it be. Okay, this symbol shows it is now ready for global parameter. Okay, where I can identify this global parameter. See here, there is global parameter here. If I adjust this one like 1500, apply. See, okay. So this can able to apply to another dimension. Yes, you can able to apply. So let me go to this global parameter 1500. Apply. See, distance between objects can be controlled. Okay, dimension. I'm just adding it here. I'm adding it here. I'm adding here also. Not continuous dimension. I'm adding it separately. And one more thing, I'm adding parameter here and locking it. Okay. Let me see the difference. What happens? Right. So these parameters, I want this to be added to this global parameter. See here. There is a constraint here. Let it be. So I'm going to add this to this dimension. So I have added already. Right. Now I'm just checking for spacing between these windows. Okay. But I can control two different objects I told you, right? So the width of the building or the width of the walls, right? So how to control those things? We'll see now. Okay. Now I'm going to show another option using the option differently. See here, I have a set of objects here. So I'm adding some wall here. It is not appearing. Right, everything is there. Let me create here. Okay, so I'm just creating here. Some adding doors. Okay, I'm just adding some doors. So I want all the door spacing in this with reference to the wall. I want this to be 100 mm standard. Okay. So you can able to, or in future you want that to be all to be in 200 spacing, right? You want that to be changed. So these type of parameters you can able to add it here. Door clearance. Door clearance I'm just adding. So all the dimensions I'm adding it here. Global parameters normally useful when you are after creating you want to apply these parameters to all the components instantly. This will be helpful for you. So when I'm adding it here, door clearance, if I want to make it to 100, say for example, see all the doors has been converted to this value. Okay, so these kind of adjustments you can able to make it. Even models can be controlled also. Even models can be controlled by width and depth. See here, in this one, I want to overall width of the building. Okay, external width, external width, and I'm adding external length. Okay, right. Even a building can be controlled through this parameter. So external width 16,000 is there. Let me change it to 15. Apply. See this one. the building can be controlled to this parameter. So based on that, you can able to modify. I didn't apply, so it come back. Okay. So by this way, you can able to do this parameters, global parameter. Okay. And also you can able to add more parameters and more values to it, like formulas, all these things you can apply. But I don't want to make you complicated in this, so we'll do it in a separate session to deep dive into global parameter. Okay, just to practice this. If you have any questions, you can able to ask in this session. Okay, so that's all for today in this. So if you have any doubts, you can able to ask. Please put your comments on the chat box. Okay, so you can ask any doubts or questions, or you can able to contact me in this number, and anytime you can able to contact. And people are asking very few questions only, so please uh, don't hesitate. Whatever doubt you have, please ask us. We are ready to answer for your questions. Okay, thank you for your time, and thanks thanks for your valuable time you're spending for this, and your participation is making us encouraging. Okay, thank you. Please fill the feedback forms